Hi, I'm Sam here at Rick Jones Pianos with a really wonderful piano. This is a Kawai model KG-2E. It was built in Hamamatsu, Japan in 1989. It is the 5'10" model that is probably the most common Kawai grand model we ever get in here, the KG-2 in general. They had different letters after the end of the number to indicate basically which revision it was. The most, okay, C and D are older, 70s and 80s. E came out in the late 80s, I think, mid 80s. And then they went to some other letters like an N in the 1990s, just to indicate they made some very slight changes, I think mostly to the hammers, in my opinion, and the way it plays. Because the essential string scale, the plate, bridges, soundboard, all of that, that remained, so far as I understand, largely unchanged. They were just doing some tweaking to the hammers. Some sound brighter than others. In the E series, in my experience, KG-2Es tend to have more of a mellow, warmer, creamier sound, even more so than Kawai is already known for. Really, especially smooth and refined, not really a hint at all of harshness in the tone. And this is a brilliant example of that. My colleague Jeremy reconditioned with this piano with new strings and tuning pins. We weren't happy with the condition of those parts when it came in, and this is the type of work that we do on all of our inventory as is needed. Some pianos don't need it when they come in, but some do, and this is the type of thing we do to ensure that the piano will hold up for the duration of the 10-year warranty, all parts and labor, and with proper care, regular tuning twice a year, and proper humidity control. You can expect many decades of life still left in this piano of musical enjoyment. I will rate the tone of this piano a 4 on a scale from 1 to 10, from mellow to bright. As I said, distinctly on the mellow side, but just super smooth and really refined. If you're already a fan of the Kawai sound, because they're known for that mellow sound, I think you'll be very pleased with this piano. I think it's an especially good example of this model and Kawai grands in general, just super smooth, no harshness whatsoever. The touch is firm, very smooth but firm, responsive, super responsive when playing very softly. I think my colleague Jeremy is very good at making sure the action responds to those soft playing. And no notes are lost if you need to play very delicately. Something I'm always looking for when I'm testing out a piano and seeing if it makes me happy. This piano makes me happy for that reason. It's really responsive to a wide range of dynamics. That being said, it's on the mellow side, so you might prefer to have this piano in a relatively small room compared to a big room. It wasn't designed, in my opinion, for a really big room. That would be a larger Kawai, oftentimes the more conservatory-oriented series like the GS or eventually the RX. This was a model series, just a KG Kawai Grand, originally intended for the home, and in my opinion, that's what they're really good at, in home, as an instrument for someone to practice on and really develop their technique over the years. And it's for that reason many piano teachers love to have this piano in their own home when they're teaching, and they often recommend their students have this exact piano in their home to practice on. Something that won't overwhelm a small space, but it's still very, I didn't play so much of the bass, but Kawais are known, I think, for having a very deep bass. Very healthy tone, very deep, but not overwhelming, just a very dark, mellow, warm sound. So 4 for the tone, 6 is what I'll say for the touch, on a scale from light to firm. It's on the firm side. There's more than the average amount of resistance in the keys. Although I would say it's quite typical for Kawai grands, in my opinion. They tend to have more than the average amount of resistance in the keys. They're known for a firm touch, and that's precisely what endears these pianos, especially to teachers of classical repertoire, especially if they have to prepare a student to play on a Steinway in a school. Late model Steinways, in my opinion, tend to have a mellow sound and a pretty firm touch. And if you're practicing on this at home, I think you'll be very well prepared for whatever you might have to play, like on stage at a school, if that's something your teacher has you do. So 4 and 6, of course, includes a full sostenuto, and like pretty much every Kawai grand from this time period, And as I mentioned, 10-year warranty, all parts and labor, and 100% lifetime trade-up guarantee if you should desire to upgrade in the future to a piano of a higher price in our inventory. You may do so, trading this piano in for precisely its instrument sales price. Granted that you've kept it in tune twice a year and kept the humidity constant and moderate. You can come back whenever you want and upgrade to another piano and just pay the difference in price between piano 1 and piano 2. So we definitely hope to see you here if you can, but if you can't make it, you can always give us a phone call or send us an email if you have any questions. Thanks.